coordinates that doesn't involve us digging a really big hole. There's a terminus on the far side of the complex. We can portal to the planet's core from there.
What?
I don't know.
If we have a shot at getting you back to Infinity, we're taking it.
Okay.
Obviously, the cutscene is foreshadowing to what's to come.
Let's get to that terminus and find Infinity.
What do you know about it?
The Didact is
Not much.
clearly
She was
manipulating
supposed to be massive, but the project was only in prototype
Infinity's
when we
signal,
left.
as Cortana later even states in the level Forerunner. Let's see. These, these Forerunner stack type things here, they're pretty interesting. Don't know their purpose, obviously, but they appear all over the place. How does the Didact have influence of what's outside his cryptum? The Didact... Okay, so this isn't sort of a normal, standard, run-of-your-mill cryptum. This is the Didact inside a combat cryptum. Which, while it's also, it's designed for stasis, for sure, it's also can be used as sort of a mobile command center. He has, that wouldn't mean he would have complete control over his cryptum. Obviously, that wouldn't really serve any purpose if he was able to have control over his cryptum, because then he could just release himself. But he does have limited control. Obviously, when we release him, he gains full control over the cryptum. Fun little fact about the Jackals here, actually in all the Halo games. Know for a fact that every single Jackal we fight in Halo games that they're all male. There's no females. This is because the males in their species have sort of like quills or feathers protruding out the back of their neck. However, females don't. Instead, they have hardened skin. Let's see, where's the rocket launcher? Here we are. The shotgun in Reach and Halo 4 belongs to the T-45, or the TS-45. I can't remember. I can't recall which it is. It's T or TS, because I know that TS stands for Tactical Shotgun. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain it's T45. Belongs to the T45 model of shotguns. It's functionally identical to the M90, which is the one in the original trilogy. Really, the only difference is that the M90 has a separate ejection port, whereas the T45 utilizes the feeding port as its ejection port simultaneously. I know the video, if you're watching from YouTube, when I upload it, it's going to be low quality. But if you play the game, or if you can even see my video, the shells are being ejected from the same place I put them into.
They're ordering all
there is actually a shotgun today that utilizes this method, but it's rather convoluted. I'd imagine really this is done sort of for a gameplay thing, because it is really satisfying to see that shell fly out of the top after you fire. And here we are at the terminus. Hold on. Oh, got him. Sweet. Yeah, so here we are at the terminus. Other than being... No, it's not just a portal complex. Gosh, I'm forgetting. There's actually a few Spartan Ops missions that detail where, like, the UNSC Infinity science team sort of, specifically Dr. Glassman, sort of goes over what the function of this area is. I can't exactly recall. You'll also notice that in Halo 4, the Foreigner buildings have different colored lights, and even their tools and constructs themselves. Many people found this sort of jarring when Halo 4 first came out. You know, gray and orange or gray and red isn't exactly what people think when they think of Forerunner. But I think it's sort of preposterous for such a large civilization to only use 2 colors in its color palette. We know that the colors actually represent the status of the device. We don't have any specifics on what the colors mean. You can sort of assume that blue is, you know, defensive or docile, or something to that extent, while red is somewhat more aggressive, sort of on an attack-orientated way, which makes entirely perfect sense given for why the Foreigner military would sort of have orange as a major theme in it. A lot of people found the glares for the lights to be really annoying in the game.
We're about to have our hands full.
Which I think is actually pretty comical.
They're moving all ground
because the lights glaring the player is actually accurate to the canon and the lore itself. Some lights in Foreigner structures were so intense that they would even like the Spartans polarizing their visors to the full extent wouldn't even help them from getting glare or eye strain. Recently, I can't remember exactly how long ago, but 343 Industries added an article on the Needler to the Halo Universe section, or the Universe section of Halo Waypoint, and that just made the Needler even more mysterious of a gun and even more exotic. Because you can sort of imagine how, you know, the crystalline material that the Needler uses is, you know, how it can be, you know, primed to explode. You can sort of imagine that, given, you know, even our current technology, I guess. But the tracking through the air, right? That was the part that didn't make sense. Obviously, the Covenant make extensive use of anti-gravity technology, so it's pretty easy to assume that the Needlers themselves are guided through the air via, you know, an anti-gravity field utilized by the gun. This isn't out of the question, as the Covenant plasma weapons all utilize remote electromagnetic fields that the gun generates to contain the plasma that the guns fire to ensure that they don't sputter out immediately after being fired. However, the article on Halo Waypoint revealed that the needles themselves are not guided or propelled via anti-gravity gravity manipulation. They actually propel and track targets through themselves. And the only known place to mine the crystals that the Needler fires and the other needle weapons is on the moon of Suban, which is one of Sanghelios' moons.
While you were busy, I managed to clear up another transmission from Infinity.
Sounded like he said artifact.
I wonder if it's related to whatever the Covenant are after.
For a long time, the line of, you know, if the artifact is related to what the Covenant are after, I assumed that the artifact itself was the cryptum, and I was like, of course, you dummies, it's exactly what the Covenant are after. But the artifact in reference is actually the composer, because we know that the composer was actually what gave the UNSC Infinity the coordinates to Requiem. And in fact, it is related to what the Covenant are after, because the Didact used it. What happened to the needle rifle post-war? The needle rifle is still in use post-war. I can't remember exactly what armory is producing it. I know it's Sangheli run. But it's still in use.
According to the cathedral, this terminus is just one node of a larger transit grid that spans the entire planet.
What?
When I tried to access the outlet closest to Infinity's transmissions, the system responded with this.
What is it?
That's the kicker. It's the Forerunner symbol for Reclaimer.
Humanity. That's got to be Infinity. Can you get us to those coordinates?
Let me try to open a portal.
Not all humans are Reclaimers, actually. Only humans with...
Cortana.
I'm picking
Only
up
humans
energy
with,
signatures.
Gayage.
Where?
This can't be right.
Reclaimers.
Set a waypoint out of the tower. Cortana?
How did
You know that about humanity's status as reclaimers, due